Hello, hello, how you doing? Saluth, I am the Rasta Witch. Here's where we learn the way of the Yansway Rasta, which is to say, my kind of ital. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yansway witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so now I've laid down the the Squirrel Girl diet and the Squirrel Girl workout, which is level 3. So you don't start there, you start with level 1, then level 2, then level 3. Um, oh, by the way, I just barely went to the movie One Love, the life story of Bob Marley. I loved it. I love that they mentioned Genesis 49, that Bob Marley's Joseph, and that the song, Redemption Song, is the quote of the blessing. That Joseph was given. Love it. I love everything. That was a great movie. Loved it. It was awesome. Um, okay, so back to with Rasta, like on that movie, for example, if you saw it, it showed him jogging. Yeah, Bob would lead a 5 mile jog every morning. His uh, his friends were soccer. He had a professional soccer player. They called it football, of course, and they would play every day. They would play a soccer game. They called it scrimmage. And soccer was his big passion, along with Rasta and sports and along with Rasta and music and everything, reggae. Um, and so they included that. Did you notice that he ate fish? That's what they'd do. They'd go on their 5 mile jog. They'd go to the market and get some fruits and vegetables and fish, and that's what they lived on. I guess a pescatarian diet. I don't know how often they would eat other meats, or even if they did eat other meats, really. But I suspect, all the information I have indicates that he was in pescatarian and an athlete. So that was really cool. On the subject of this uh, video, the Squirrel Girl diet. So I'll leave a link in the description box for level 1, level 2, and level 3 workouts. Of course, start at level 1, even if you're already in shape, and don't skip. Do level 1, and maybe the very next time you're already ready for level 2, and then when you feel ready, go to level 3. The goal is to get to level 3. That's why it's called the Squirrel Girl workout, named after the comic book hero, the Squirrel Girl. And just squirrels eating like squirrels and stuff. That's the Squirrel Girl diet. There's a link in the description box if you want to find. So if you look at my first playlist on my front page called Intro How to Tarot / Workout, the workout parts, because towards the end of the playlist are my workouts, and in the description box of each of those workouts is a link to the diet and the supplements and how to do that. Of course, Rasta doesn't believe in organized religion. It's out of date. What matters is your lifestyle. That's what the earth needs. That's what the politics need. Use more hemp instead of gasoline. That would, by eating meat once or less times, a flexitarian diet, eating meat once or no times a day, and using more hemp products. If we would fuel our cars with hemp oil, and use renewable resources and start making our electricity with our electric cars now, with making it with renewable resources and stuff like that. It would change who the rich people are, who has the money. It would change the power struggle altogether. And to realize that religion's out of date and these things. So that's why a big part of the reason the Yan Sui is the way the Yan Sui is, because it's the day of information. You can't expect us to believe all the bullshit anymore, and that organized religion's out of date. It puts the priority and the emphasis, because like Jane Goodall says, what you can do, it's not donating $1,000 to a cause, or the things that gets all this attention. Nowadays with the social media, there's there's all this attention. Like the trick is quickly becoming that what gets a bunch of likes. Like when you try to find something on YouTube, it's just things that get a bunch of likes and a bunch of subscribers have become so cliche because they have to say and do certain things to keep getting their likes and everything because it's become their bread and butter, you know. Of course, I don't monetize this channel. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to save people time. You know, I spent way too much time and energy getting where I am. So if I can help someone else get there sooner and get on with their lives, which is kind of where I am now. I'm done transitioning. You know, mostly I need to beef up my wardrobe. Those, you know, part of the life of a woman is you're always kind of working on those things. Just any woman. Um, but and blah blah blahs and blah blah. But and now that I've restarted this channel and I've rebooted and redid everything and you know now the question becomes, okay, Aji, now do it. Go live your life and walk the walk, talk, you know, that you've been talking and go do it. And I'm excited to do this, you know. So like the other channels, you know, they're awesome for finding out certain information, for learning the truth and these kind of things, you know. And that's really cool. And a witch should always be getting smarter in those type of ways and listening to those channels and everything. But that's not what my talent and contribution is. My talent and contribution is more along the lines of, you know, this, you know, how to escape that. Like I don't wear much makeup. I don't put a lot of thought into my clothes. You know, like I'm not part of that as much as you might think. You know, I don't really care. You know, like my workouts. You know, like a lot of this stuff I do on the channel, I'm really doing it more for me than anyone. Especially like the workouts, the Squirrel Girl workout. That I made that because that's what I do when I'm ready to work out. I literally put on my video, the Squirrel Girl workout. I hit play. It's already got the music. It's already got the warm up. It's already got the cool down. You know, then I don't need to think. All I have to do is just get ready and stand in my place and do it, and end of story. You know. And so that's a lot. What, you know, going on walks, going on hikes, you know, and not, you know, I'm not so interested in the depths of witchcraft and the occult and things like that. You know, the places I go deep is the tarot, and I highly recommend my playlist, How to Tarot, which I'm done with. I've already commented on each of the cards, you know, and it's more the information on the cards, you know, the depth of the cards, and not so much any of the other directions you might take through your personal gnosis and stuff like that. And perceive personal gnosis. I don't care. Like, one of the cliche things, like when you get to a certain point, things become so cliche. You listen to, like, what we've done is we've learned the vocabulary and the things of the. Oh, my heater's gonna turn on. Yeah, my heater's right there. So, and it's winter time. We just had a snowstorm. Yeah, so it's when the heater turns on, it's like all this noise. So I have to go turn the heater off, and then sometimes I forget to turn it back on. I'm like, oh, why is it so cold in here? Oh, I forgot to turn the heater back on. But anyway, so one thing that's you know is happened these days. I think with the hashtag cult tea, that's kind of like with that discussion that's going on in the witchcraft community is that, you know, things have gotten really cliche and everything. It's like if you say, you know, if you make some really fancy book references and say some big personal gnosis instead of, you know, go down your own journey, you know, like, you know, if somebody talks, like I listened to a woman today and she just went on and on and on and got all these likes and, you know, 2,500 subscribers and 250 comments and just all this attention and everything. And it's because what we do is in the world of spirituality is we learn all this vocabulary and stuff from India, you know, and the ego and gnosis, and, you know, I guess gnosis is more the Middle East and Egypt, but, you know, we learn all this vocabulary and stuff, and then when people, that's what people want to hear. That's what gets the likes and the attention. And if you don't use that vocabulary, people think that you don't that you don't know what they don't feel confident to believe you because you don't feel qualified. You don't have a degree, you don't say the fancy schmancy vocabulary and all this. Why should anyone listen to you? You know, and that's a good thing for me. I'm not trying to make money. I don't want that kind of attention. I don't want to be famous and have that burden with me, and I don't want to have to be chained down by those type of rules and stuff like that. Because what I'm more like, one would benefit from my information because like the squirrel girl diet. Someone say the squirrel girl diet. When you go into study diet to be a dietitian in college, they don't even mention squirrels. What are you talking about? What a childish baby. But if you do their ideas, you're just making them money and doing things that you're not going to be able to do the rest of your life. The beauty of my ideas, is it's contagious in the kind of way that you might do it the rest of your life. You know, squirrels. Like love squirrels. When there's a video on squirrels, like Danny Connor and some of these, select it and watch it, and the squirrels, oh, squirrels are so cute, they make me happy and everything, and I want to eat like a squirrel because I love squirrels. That type of contagiousness, if that's a word, keeps you on track with your diet and your workout, and keeps you on focus and all that, without a whole bunch of rules and everything like that. Like today I'm gonna have honey roasted peanuts. No, peanuts it's not one of the healthiest nuts, and now you've put sugar on the peanuts. Like, so what? So what? That's for people that's trying to lose weight and have all these rules they need to keep because they've backed themselves into a corner and got overweight and have all these problems. Squirrel girl diet's for someone that just wants a lifestyle that they can maintain the rest of their life. And so so that's how all of this stuff is. My candles and just everything, it's connected in some cases accidentally to all the right things. But it's definitely practical, and it's definitely imaginative and childish in a way that I mean, that's what I respect. To me, it's the world's full of bullshit. The genuine things are children, and it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like a nothing sacred, borderline anarchist kind of a person. But there are some things that are sacred. Ethiopia is sacred, the tarot deck's sacred. The most fundamental parts of my craft is sacred. Children and the innocence of children is really high up there. If you've listened to me enough, you notice how much emphasis I put on that. I look at children like they're full of wisdom, and I'm very I love children, and Rasta and reggae and Bob Marley. I mean, there's I guess if I added it up, it would be a pretty big list of things that's sacred to me. But most things, it's like in the occult, it's like, yeah, the tarot. I mean, all the fundamental parts. But after a while, just like with my makeup and getting ready, yes, I wear makeup, but not very much. I take it to a point. Like I use Jesus's philosophy. Consider the birds in the sky. They don't care. They don't worry about what they're going to eat tomorrow. That's kind of how I just live my life in on all these aspects. I just kind of put it together enough that I'm happy. For me. That I'm satisfied, and I have the self-respect and self-love that I need to move forward. I'm not going to impress most people. That's life. But I am going to impress some people. Some people love me. Some guys find me super beautiful. It happens. And there's some people think I'm super smart. That happens. Some people really like me. I have lived the life of a loner, but I've also had when I get a friend, so I'm kind of like when it rains it pours. When I finally get a friend, I'm like Beavis and Butthead, or like Bill and it's usually like a stoner. We both get together, smoke herb, like the same kind of music, and or kind of like a Beavis and Butthead type. Like when I have a friend that we're really good friends. When I was married for for 7 years, with her for 8. We're still friends. We never really argued or blah blah blah. But now we'll see what I can do. The test is on. Now that I've rebooted everything, and I've been planning and dreaming to get myself to where I am now for a long time. As a single parent, when I'm done, when my son moves out, I'll do this and that. I put years and years of planning and everything to get me to where I am right now, and now that's all behind me, and I'm so used to being busy with all these books I got to read and all this stuff, and that stuff doesn't end. But now I need to decide what I want to do, and see if I can get some friends and some romance and some vacations and trips and really good hikes and everything. So you're gonna see that on my channel. I'm gonna slowly be pulling out of the deep. My idea of deep is just my you might call them rants. But being a loner, that's like one of the reasons that when you meditate, you get in posture and you breathe in and out and you meditate, and that is because you're trying to get alone. But when you're a loner, you don't even need to get in posture and stuff like that to meditate. You can just, you're alone so much, and there's so much silence in your life that it's really easy. You just have to kind of stop and sit down, or maybe even lay down, and just, okay, now what's the next step? What am I trying to accomplish? Where am I? And maybe there's so many distractions and so much chatter in your head that it does come to, being more and more like meditating, maybe even to the point where you are meditating and you light an incense and a candle and put on some didgeridoo music or something. And like, if you see my new playlist, sleep noises and meditation, put on one of those and, to get yourself together, transcend your ego, and try to see, what am I doing? That's my struggle right now. My struggle right now is like, wow, I'm so used to being busy. Now what am I going to do? So that if you've been taking this journey too, and you've been designing your candles and you're coming along with me, you should be in that same place too. Like, okay, here we are. We got our talismans. We've got our candles. We know all the tarot deck, and we've got, and blah blah blah. We've got a working Kabbalah, and we're ready. Let's go do this. Let's go do what? Let's go do what? What do you want to do? What do you want? What's now what? So we'll see. And I hope I don't turn into one of those people that tell people exactly what they want to hear, so I get tons of comments saying you're so smart and everything. And it's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to please myself more than anything. I'm not trying to make money. I don't even really want to be rich or famous or those kind of attentions. I just want to feel like I've lived a satisfying life and everything. I do want friendship and blah blah blah. I guess I'm getting redundant. So, peace. Love ya.